I had just graduated and wanted a career in oil and gas. Not energy law, but real deal upstream oil and gas law. In 2011, with the discovery of the Utica Shale by wildcatter Aubrey McClendon, Ohio had just emerged as a place to be. At least that's what I thought at 24 years old. That is, until a professor told me, if you want to be taken seriously in oil and gas, you need to go where the real action is. You need to go west, young man. When I moved to Texas, I had never been this far west or south in the country ever. And so I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be more walkable.
Zack always had an entrepreneurial streak. In 2013, he co-founded a lean oil and gas title and due diligence firm serving clients in Ohio, Texas, and New Mexico.
The early days were really tough. I mean, there were days when we would get a call, great client, wanted to send us a lot of work, and then for whatever reason that didn't happen, and for us that was really kind of what would make or break our month. We should not have succeeded. I really think that it was just a lot of grit, and more than grit, it was a lot of faith that clients put in us at the time. I was kind of relentless, taking people out to dinner, taking people out to lunch, meeting folks for coffee. Weekends, I was traveling to go meet with clients. I mean, I basically had no life besides trying to grow this firm.
The next year, he hired me, an experienced Texas oil and gas attorney and former punk rocker and resident of Japan, to double down on dirt law and expand markets. I cut my teeth in the drilling boom of the Barnett Shale and the acquisition frenzy in the Permian Basin. Zack and I saw eye to eye that success would come from fanatical client service, collaboration, and continuous learning. One of my friends approached me one day and was like, hey, I've got a summer clerkship at this oil and gas firm. And at that point, I hadn't even taken an oil and gas class yet. I didn't even really know what an oil and gas law firm did, but hey, they paid pretty well for a clerk. And so I said, you know what, that sounds great. I'll go do that for a summer, and ended up really loving the work. So I first met Zack at a conference. We exchanged pleasantries, shook hands. Didn't really think that much about it, at all. A few weeks later, I saw an ad. It was basically a startup oil and gas firm looking to make kind of their first hire. I thought this might be a real once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get in on the ground floor.
One of the things that really stood out with Brad when we first started working together is he was making improvements to the business that he was not seeking recognition for, and he was not getting paid to make those improvements. That takes a lot of intelligence, that takes a lot of energy, and that takes a lot of integrity and an ownership mindset to just make those from the very beginning. Early on, I was like, all right, this guy is someone who is really something special, and I really admired him for a lot of those characteristics.
I had been a minority partner for a few years. I used to jokingly call myself the silent G. Zack said, look, I think we both bring two very compatible and different skill sets to the table. He said, I think between the two of us, we are a very complete business leader. But really, Zack approached me and said, hey, look, I think the best way to do this moving forward is that we just go 50-50. And I think neither of us have ever really looked back at that decision. And it's been a fantastic partnership. Turning point happened during the COVID pandemic. When other firms were hunkering down, Zack and I decided to scale the firm. With this goal in mind, I approached Zack with the idea of hiring the top oil and gas law professor in the country to head up OG University. We basically created an in-house oil and gas law school to ensure the best onboarding and training in the industry. With that foundation in place, Zack and I called our shot to become one of the largest and most respected firms specializing in dirt law. By 2023, we had lawyers working in every major oil basin in the U.S., including an office in Midland, Texas, smack in the center of the Permian Basin. Today, the firm has 60 attorneys working across more than 15 states and 6 offices.
I'm very proud of our team at OG and everything that we've accomplished together over the years. And it's very inspiring to me when I see the great work that people are able to accomplish, and it's even better than anything I could have thought of or what I imagined would happen. So it's very inspiring to me. We've got a very long runway in front of us, and I think that the better we get at making decisions, the better we get at teamwork, the more exciting things are going to happen in the future.